We have been here squatting on the property of J5 Custom Vans now for a few days waiting for this delivery to come in. Apparently they couldn't find it in the warehouse for a day, so that skipped a day. But that's okay. The weather's been amazing out here. We've been enjoying some time in the sunshine away from all the noise. It's been kind of nice, but I'm super excited about digging into what's inside of that box. Let's just get in here. So many toys in here. Look at these. Those are the bent I-beams. Wow. It's like Christmas, but for adults. Oh, these are the radius arms. Oh, these are beefy. Wow. Guys, I don't know what to say. These are insane. And these are my brand new leaf springs that are going in the back of my van, replacing my thin little ones that no longer have a curve in it. Mine, they look kind of flat in mine. So this should be able to hold up the entire weight of my van. There's the radius arms that are gonna shove my front tires a little bit farther forward so I can get a bigger tire on it. Those are the bent I-beams. These are the Skyjacker coils. Holy crap, you guys, how big they are. Look how tall these are. Wow, these are crazy huge. I think the ones in my van are only like this big. Wow. Box of new bushings and stuff. I'm really not too sure what these are. That's why I hired somebody else to install this kit for me, because I am still learning about all this stuff. These are the wheel spacers for the back of my van. So these go onto the rear differential to push my tires outwards a little bit farther so they don't rub on the inside of the wheel wells and stuff when my van's in a gnarly situation. Sweet. Also giving my van a bit of a wider stance in the back. This box says Van City Fox Shocks. Whew, this is super exciting, you guys. Oh, I'm so excited about getting this lift in. So excited. Oh, let's take this one right there. There we go. And a growing up garage hat. This is awesome. So the guys from Weldtec, his son has a YouTube channel called Growing Up Garage, where they do like racing stuff, and it's like kids in garages. It's pretty awesome, and he's a pretty cute kid. So go check that out too. And also, Weldtec uploads a lot of really cool vans on their YouTube channel with all the lifts and stuff that they do. Pretty cool. So make sure you follow Weldtec Designs on YouTube as well. What else do you need? I think this is more like a goodie box. Yeah, I like goodie boxes. They sent me a Weldtec Designs t-shirt. They completely hooked us up with tons of stickers. We're gonna stick these ones on the outside of the van. Awesome. And a note from the crew. Thank you for your business. We appreciate your work and look forward to seeing how the kit looks on your van from all of us at Weldtec Designs. Heck yeah, dude. I don't know how to, there's a lot of stuff going on back here. A lot of things that I don't understand. I kind of have an idea on what a steering stabilizer is and what a shock is, but some of those other parts, it's a little bit out of my realm of expertise. That's why I'm getting our friend John to do the install for me, and I'm pretty sure things will make great sense once the install is done. But instead of me wondering what all this stuff is, let's let the crew at Weldtec Designs explain to us what all this is doing and what it's going to do for my van and my home.
Here it is, Chrome. I'm excited to be sending out our Baja grocery getter kit to you, and I just want to say thanks for supporting small businesses like ourselves. So let's jump into this kit because there's a ton of parts, and a lot of people want to know is what's going to make this kit better than anybody else's kit, or what's actually just going to make your van ride better because of this kit. And I would love to tell you that there's just one secret ingredient in this, but really there's a whole bunch of different ingredients, and you combine those together, we've got a great recipe just for letting your van suspension actually work the way that it is designed to work and should work. given all of these things. So one of the first big things that I want to talk about is going to be these giant radius arms, and you're just going to see how big these radius arms actually are. And these are going to be about 9 inches bigger than longer than the stock radius arm. And what's great about that is not only are you going to have less caster change as your wheel moves up and down, which is super important down those graded roads, but it's going to be in something really small like this bracket here. This bracket's going to get welded to the frame, and what's great about that is depending on the location of this bracket, you're able to actually cheat those wheels farther forward, allowing you to run that bigger wheel without getting into trimming that fender, because we all know nobody wants to trim your body. If you have to trim a bumper, the valance on the bottom of it, no big deal. So that's going to be one thing right there. The next thing is the shirt. The shirt just makes you go faster. You know, if you have the shirt on, it's like 10, 15 horsepower, easy, no problem. So the I-beams. So basically what the I-beams are doing, all the I-beams are doing is they are bent to correct your camber of these giant coil springs that we are gonna put in there. So this coil spring just works amazing, and I will tell you that I have had these coil springs in my van for probably 15 years and they are still holding up great. That's why we continue to use them. We don't want you to have to be replacing parts. And then we're gonna get into the Fox shocks. The Fox shocks are just amazing on these Ford vans. They are specifically valved for the van as well. So that's definitely a big improvement over any of your normal shocks. It's also a gas pressured shock, which is gonna be really beneficial. We're able to dampen, or not only control the compression, but also able to control the rebound on these, which it makes all the difference. And then the last thing here, we're gonna have our steering stabilizer kit. And you can think of that as the same thing. This is a shock for your steering. Inherently, because of the I-beam setup that you have on your Ford van, these always have a lot of bump steer. And the reason being is you can see that as we have both the driver and passenger side I-beam here, they're not the same length. So there's no way to get your steering to work properly, kind of like an IFS front end. So you're gonna have bump steer. And what we're doing to reduce that feedback that you would get in your steering wheel is going to use that Fox steering stabilizer up there. It's also gonna have the bracket. It's really easy to mount, and just with a 3/8 drill bit and 4 bolts. No problem, right? In the back of this thing, we have a giant set of springs that are gonna go in the rear of this. So this is going to be a 9-leaf pack because we know that your van is coming in at over 5,000 pounds. So other than just the single add-a-leaf, you're obviously going to need more, but not only are you gonna need more, but we want it to match the front suspension that we've done as well. So that's why you can see that there's a huge arc in these springs compared to the stock springs that sit relatively flat or with very little arc, and I'm sure due to time and everything else that it sits even lower. So these things are gonna work really great, and you're gonna notice that the material on these springs are a lot thinner, which is going to make the ride more progressive. That's definitely going to be a plus if you're going to be on any kind of off-roading. I mean, but really guys, let's be real. It's not really off-road, but even on the road, these things are gonna make a big difference on your van. They're gonna help also reduce the sway because now your springs are not overweighted due to all the things that you've added to your van. So a lot of big pluses coupled with the Fox shocks. It's really gonna make a big difference. I would wanna tell you that due to the age of your van, you may wanna consider also replacing your shackles in the back, because a lot of times just due to Mother Nature, those are gonna wear out as well. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell of all the crazy components. I guess we did miss one thing. When you do go to oversized tires, depending on your wheels, you may want to also consider running wheel spacers. And the reason that we're doing it in your particular kit is to get that rear track width a little bit wider, making it also a little bit more stable. These are all things that are definitely going to be pluses that you can do to it. And it's also gonna help, so with these new springs and the new added articulation that you're gonna get, that your tires aren't gonna wanna rub your inner wheel well, because on the Ford vans, the rear springs, your rear track width is narrower than your front track width. So something else that's all important. And then the last thing that we're gonna do to this to add another 20 horsepower to the van, this is the big deal, is it's the Growing Up Garage hat. That's it right there. If you don't know what Growing Up Garage is, I know you do, Chrome, because you've been subscribed to it, and that's where we're doing education through experience. We're teaching kids about tools and all kinds of fun stuff. So, and then a Weldtec Designs hat. Putting that all in the box. This thing's ready to go. I hope you enjoy this kit. I can't wait to see you having fun on all those back roads, because I mean, watching all your videos now, I want to go to Canada. I never did before, but man, it looks like just beautiful. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them as well. I'm Jeremy from Weldtec Designs, and I guess I'll see you later.
John even has Fox shocks on his buggy. This thing is super freaking cool.
This Weldtec shirt makes look at my boobs. It reminds me I should. This is one size a little too small, but you know, goals, right? Goals. But I feel buff on this thing. Thanks for the shirt, you guys. I really appreciate it. I want to thank the crew over at Weldtec Designs for making getting a lift kit in my van so easy. There's a lot of questions that go on when it comes to lifting, especially for a partial novice like me. I've only been playing around the backcountry now for probably about a year of my life, and there's things about, you know, 4x and things like that that I don't quite know yet. And when it comes to like talking about radius arms and those things, I'm not a mechanic either. So when you approach a company like Weldtec, it can be kind of nerve-wracking sometimes. You get nervous because you think that they just deal with people all the time that just know all these things. But then someone like me comes along and doesn't know anything like that. They didn't make anything confusing. They kind of talk to me like an absolute human being, and I very much appreciate that. So Weldtec, thanks for everything, and I'm super stoked to see and feel how that kit looks and feels while I'm banging down those backcountry roads, or romping. I heard that word lately, romping down the backcountry roads and putting that kit and my van to the absolute test. I am pumped with it. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to leave the links to everything in today's video down below, and also over on our website at vancityvanlife.ca. And give me some time with this stuff just to kind of learn what all these things are before I don't like to say things that I don't know. Like, you know, I'm not about to say, I don't know what all this stuff is. So give me some time, you guys. I'll figure it out. For now, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Peace out.